So welcome everyone. I'm going to call the regular meeting of the San Mateo County Harbor Commission to order September 18th, 2019. It's about 6:42. Can we get a roll call?
Commissioner Riley? Here. President Brennan?
Here.
Commissioner Chankarali? Present. Commissioner Rennes?
Here.
Commissioner Mateusz?
Here.
Okay. Looks like we have a couple of public comments. Only one general public comment, it appears. I hope I get this name right. Michael Slin? Slin, thank you. Do you mind standing at the podium so we can pick up the sound on the microphone?
How's that?
Great.
Oh.
It's loud.
That's good.
So I'm a boat owner, and
Oh, thank you.
I actually typed up my comments for your convenience, and if you want it by email, I'm happy to send it to you. But I'll just kind of go over what I typed up for those who don't have copies, or you just prefer to hear my voice for some reason. My main point is that there are no marine services here in Pillar Point. This is a harbor of refuge. If you arrive with a boat with a problem, you're out of luck. And I've made a list of what we don't have, which is almost everything. Haul-out facilities, marine electricians, marine engine mechanics, fiberglass repair facilities, HVAC technicians, metal work for stainless and aluminum, riggers and their equipment, sail loft or canvas, and marine retailers, with the exception that you can buy bait and so on. But a chandlery is really what I need. There is no chandlery. The nearest location that if you want to go and find those facilities, one option you have is to go to Santa Cruz, 50 miles south, and you'll find all of this stuff. You could go to Alameda or Oakland or Richmond. That's also about 50 miles away, and excellent facilities there. Moss Landing, 75 miles south, has most of this. And the lack of these services, I'd just like to point out, it's a self-perpetuating problem. When you run down to zero, as we have over the years, everybody knows there's no services, and so there's no demand because there's no expectation of getting that need met. And it's also hard to kickstart if you want to build things up. So we're stuck at zero, and so I'd like to see if there's interest in maybe moving the needle and then start a long-term conversation about how that might happen. So I looked at the mission statement, and I understand it's under discussion, but what I got from the website for the Pillar Point Harbor mission statement is simply to assure the public is provided with clean, safe, well-managed, financially sound, and environmentally pleasant marinas. In contrast, the Moss Landing mission statement includes the provision of services, which is notably lacking from Pillar Point district mission statement. And so it's a couple of paragraphs, but the main sentence reads as, designated as a year-round port of safe refuge, Moss Landing Harbor provides safe, reliable marine refuge and services to boating members of this community and welcomed guests. And they say some other things. And notice that their mission statement does not require that the Harbor District of Moss Landing be in the business of directly providing marine services. That would be clearly out of scope, inappropriate. Instead, the provision of services is done by private enterprise, and that's encouraged in various manners. And just how that might be accomplished here at Pillar Point Harbor, I think is a matter for some discussion, which I would be interested in having. So as a point of, am I out of time? Okay, I didn't know I had a time limit. Can I just finish my?
Yeah, if
here?
you want to just wrap it up, that's
Yeah.
fine.
So as a point of reference, Moss Landing is smaller than Half Moon Bay. It has a population of 204 in the last census, which makes it 1/3 smaller than Princeton. It is next to marsh wetlands and lies at the head of Monterey Canyon and Salinas River State Beach. So it's got more environmental constraints than Pillar Point Harbor, and yet they have 600 boats, 350 fish boats, 200 pleasure craft, 30 research specials, tour and charter boats. They've got a 75-ton travel lift. They have a Peninsula diesel, which is engine rebuild. They've got aluminum and stainless welders. They've got marine supplies. They've got a chandlery, etc. And so that just informs us that marine services are not incompatible with wildlife and nature conservation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. We are going to be discussing our strategic plan during this meeting, so if you want to stay for that, you're welcome to. Some of the feedback I've heard, because we did have a haul out years ago, is that it was just extremely difficult for somebody to make a living doing it. So that's been one of the complaints I've heard. And then also the cost of living here is really high. So I think there are some real reasons why those businesses haven't developed. Certainly Princeton would be a pretty awesome location to operate out of if someone wanted to have one of those types of businesses. But it hasn't happened. So I don't know if you're in that line of work.
I'm not. I'm a computer guy. I'm an entrepreneur. I've started several businesses. I've advised others.
No, it's
I'm not the
not.
person to do that, but I can help push.
Right?
Yeah, okay. So by all means, stay for the strategic planning, and then you can also contact our general manager if you are interested in getting an item placed on an agenda, or if you want to give us a presentation or something like that. Be good to have that conversation. Thank you. Okay, so next we have commissioner comments. Anybody have a comment? Okay, on.
I was very excited to find that the county is engaging in a used marine flare collection on November 2nd. I sent this to the Harbor District. The Harbor District already has this on their website, so I didn't know that. And I just wanted to allude to anybody that's watching this. This is an excellent item. Flares are toxic waste. Technically, we can't even transport them across bridges or through tunnels because they're classified as explosives. I've got a lot of these things. It's illegal to throw them in the trash. It's illegal to take them to the county and get rid of them. So I'm very excited that we're going to have a legal way to dispose of lots of used flares.
Thanks, Tom.
And I'll just comment on that. The point of that is that as a boat owner, you're required to have them, and they expire. So if you have a boat for 10 years, you've got 10 years worth of flares that you've been collecting with no place to put them, and they are a hazardous waste and dangerous. That's great news.
Is there any additional comments?
I'm going to save my comments for committee.
I have a comment.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to move, I would like to add a future agenda item. I know it's at the end, but I know that sometimes we go over time, so I'd like to move the future agenda items to be encompassed in my public comment, if that's okay. I'd like to move item F to my public comment because I do have a comment about that, and I don't want to miss out on the opportunity if we run out of time.
Well, do you want to just make a request that we move that item up?
Yeah, for my comment now.
Well, I think we should
No, I
have your
would like
comment
to-
during, you can do it twice if you want.
No,
but
I'd like to make that a future agenda item now to comment on that because I do want to put something on the agenda.
Okay, great.
Can I do that? Is that okay with everyone?
It needs, your request.
I'm making a motion to please put item F for my public comment or my commissioner comment now. That's my motion.
Okay.
Is there a
I
second?
don't have a dog in this fight. Why don't we ask council when the appropriate time to request a future agenda item is, so that we're following whatever the legal requirements
What's our
are.
agenda?
Well, I think at the end of the agenda is a future agenda items.
Item.
Agenda item. And I think what Commissioner Chancarelli is requesting is that that item be moved up till now.
Right.
So we're on a different item
I
right now?
understand that. I would
So we
like
can
to
move that item
that.
up till, maybe after this item, but we
I
can't
would
have
like
it in
to
the
do it. I
middle
would
of
like,
this
yes, we
item.
can. I'm gonna make a motion to move item F so that I
We're
can
still-
accomplish my
We're still in
my
commissioner
commissioner,
comment.
that's the, right. So
I haven't
would-
made my comment yet. Can
I
we
would like to make a motion to move the item up to, so that I can make my commissioner comment
Okay, this
under
is
that
a-
item.
This is absurd.
Is there
Um,
a second?
We need to finish the commissioner comments, then we could move up an
Can you just
item.
make your comment and not like what she was
No, I
suggesting?
want this to be on a future agenda, and that is what my comment is about.
Go
Which is the
ahead.
reason that, okay, but I want to make sure that this is on a future agenda.
Okay.
Is that okay? So the future agenda item that I would like to put on the next, whatever future meeting is, a motion to, or an item to elect a new harbor board president and a new harbor board vice president for the San Mateo County Harbor Commissioner Board.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? There's a motion and a second. Okay, we can take the vote then, right? Great.
Commissioner Chancarelli,
Aye?
Commissioner Riley,
Aye.
Commissioner Lorenz,
Aye.
I'm sorry, aye,
Aye.
Commissioner Matoush,
Aye.
President Brennan.
Aye.
Great.
Any other commissioner comments?
How about a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
Are we gonna call for a special meeting?
I don't know, I haven't even thought about that, but there's a motion to adjourn in a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Matoush,
I couldn't hear
Commissioner Matoush,
She's doing a roll call.
that. Oh, yes, yes.
Commissioner Lorenz,
What are we adjourning?
This meeting,
The
the whole
regular
meeting.
meeting?
Yep, the whole meeting.
No.
Commissioner Chancarelli,
Aye?
President Brennan,
No.
Commissioner Riley.
Aye. Great, we make the meetings adjourned.